Hi guys, very good evening to all of you. A very good evening to all of you. Okay, so fine. That may be my mistake. Uh, I'm really sorry about that. Just let me correct that. Thank you for telling me. Okay, I have made the correction. So Vidya Shri, can you please confirm once that on the day 19 you are able to see the YouTube content what you want to see? Good evening, all of you. Good evening, all of you. Let's wait for people to join. There are very less people joining. I don't know because of the winter vacation. I think winter vacation is over, I guess. Good evening, everyone. How are you? How are things going? How is your learning going on? Are you able to understand whatever we are delivering you? Great, Imran Kazi. Nice to hear that, Aaron. Thank you, Somu Mohan Reddy. Okay, we'll start then. Fine. I will not waste that much more time. We'll start. So, what we studied in the last session, guys, by that time, please be ready. What we studied in the last session. You tell me what we have done. Yes, correct. Samarth. Samarth, correct. Holidays are given for internship. It's no harm to add one more certificate in your what you call that folder. Have you have you guys given any offline interviews? If you have given offline interviews, do you carry some one folder with you? In that folder, I guess you have your certificates. Fine, whatever you have done, your internship certificates. Maybe I have done. I am too old. I have done that. Fine. And nowadays, what trending thing, what is happening in the market? Everybody now wants to take a face-to-face interview. Actually, the startup companies. So now you have to go to this you have to dress first of all, as you have to wear formal and casual, not casual formal, but formal shirts and formal pant and formal shoes, with or without tie, that is your choice. And then you have to carry that folder. In that folder you will have to keep your resume. Fine. So old days are coming back. Why? Because of the AI. Because people started cheating with the AI. So now they have moved everything face to face. And the rounds are also, less. If you do face to face interview, rounds are less. Actually, in 2 hours, they will give you one candidate 2 hours, one round DSA and one round normal interview, and then salary negotiation. That all things are done online. The technical interviews and the DSA rounds are done by face to face. Fine. So be prepared. And I am telling you guys, for you, those who are freshers and those who want a job, for you, the DSA is really, really important. If you want a job in IT field, if you want a job anywhere, the DSA is very, very important. And you can you can go through enormous videos and everywhere. Fine. Go through videos. I'm not telling that, okay, don't go through videos and learn DSA and everything, but don't ever miss the practice of DSA. At least a day, give very busy schedule if you have, still you take out time and give, at least do one question. And if you have time, do two to three questions. But if you have a very heavy day, very hectic day, still you take out one, for one question a time. For one question, you take out the time and do it. Why? Because how much is the course is remaining? See, the course is not that much remaining. Backend we will complete. Once the backend is complete, only front end will be remaining. Fine. Front end is little larger side, so so the backend is, as you can see, only 35%. Front end is 65%. So backend we have completed half. Other half we will do in coming 2 days, two days, or this week, by this week. And then remaining 2 weeks we will be doing the front end. So I was telling that, yes, DSA is really important for those who are trying freshers and those experienced person also. DSA is really, really important. If you want to switch to big companies like TCS, Infosys, Accenture, any uh, companies, you have to go through their process of DSA. Fine. LMS link you need. Okay, so meanwhile, I think your answer is ready. What we studied in the last class, I guess. That's why I was just telling. I hope that you will give me the answer of what we studied in the last session. Fine. So in the last session, we discussed about the login details. We discussed about how the sign up work, how the login works. Fine. And we discussed, we saw actually how they were working. And at the end, we discussed about something called as token. Now, why token is important, guys? Why token is important? Because it helps us to, just one reason you understand. For now, just one reason you understand, the token is important to access the protected routes. Now, what do you mean by protected routes? Protected routes are the pages which can be only accessed when you are logging into that particular website. Okay, when you are logging into that particular website, that time only it has been used. It has been taken. So what is token now? The token is nothing but a encrypted information of a user. Fine. Encrypted information of a user. That is what we called as a token. And that token, when it will be, we will use it whenever you are logging in or whenever you are signing up. That time we are sending, with a response, we are sending the token. Okay, with the response, we are sending the token so that it should be saved inside the browser in the browser. And whenever we try to go to the protected route, or whenever we try to access any routing or any pages which is protected, which is not been accessible to anyone else, that time we will pass the token, or we will get that token. Fine. And in that token, in the encrypted, we will decrypt it. Fine, we will decrypt it, and we will get the user value. Once you will get the user value, you will know, okay, which user is logged in, and then you will update its history, past, whatever you want to update. This is how a protected route is working. Correct? So that's what we are going to write. Okay. So for that, we are going to take the help of JSON web token. Okay, JSON web token. This is actually going to help you to create a token. Now, how to create a token? See over here. Actually, your token consists of three things. Your token consists of three things. First, what is the user data? Now, can you tell me, guys, one thing? If I give you the ID of the user, only the ID of the user, can you get me the data of the user? If I only send you the ID of the user, or if I only give you the ID of the user, can you give me the data about that user? Data means what is the name, what is the email address, what is its age, or whatever you have written in the sign up. Yes or no? Musical wives, answer the question. Yes, of course. Fine. Of course, because ID is really, really powerful, and ID is unique. So with the help of ID, we can get the data of the user. Okay. And once we get the data of the user, it means what we will add inside the token, only the ID. No need to add other data of the user. Only ID is more than enough. And for security, if you want, you can add an email address also. Because you see, the less data about the user is being added, the more secure it becomes. Fine. So one thing what I told is that the JWT token, or the JSON web token, consists of three things. First is your data about, fine, data about the user. Second, your secret message. Second is your secret message. Now your secret message can be anything. It can be your favorite person name. It can be your enemy's name. It can be your favorite, anything. Fine, anything in the world. That is your secret. And where do we write all our secret codes, guys? Where do we write our secret code? In which file? Fine, think about that and answer me. So those secret plus the user data, and then when it is going to expire. Yes, there is an expiry of the token. We have to check whether the token is expired or not. Because you see, when the token is expired, it means you are being logged out directly. And this happens where, this happens immediately inside our internet banking. They apply you the token. Actually, you can go through your internet banking, you can do some activities. Fine. But very less amount of, like, very less time it has been given to your token. Fine, because it's a money issue and nobody wants to lose their money. Fine. So that is a real security thing. Okay, that is a real security thing. Meanwhile, Facebook and Instagram, no, nothing. It's better if we have a longer duration or a longer token expiry dates, because people don't want to again log in and log in. Now you see, nowadays Google Chrome browser have, or other browser have the what we call save your password thing. Correct. Before that it was not there. Recently it has added. Fine. Before that it was not there. So people has to think. People has to memorize that okay, this is the email ID and this is the password. If anybody from the Orkut time remember this. So in the Orkut it used to log out, and you used to log out and then you have to remember, okay, what is my Orkut password, what is my Facebook password, what is my Gmail password. Fine, these things we have to remember. Now it is easy. So that's why people, if user is coming daily at your daily at your data at your website sorry, if the people is coming daily up to your website, they don't want to log in. They should, they have the habit of like directly it should open for me. Okay. So that time on those cases, we have a very huge timeline or very huge date of expiry. Fine. So it's depend on the use cases of the website, what expiry date you are going to give. And these three things actually makes your JSON web token. JWT token. That's what it makes. Fine. So over here you can see decoded header. Header it is fine. Payload. Payload means the data of the user you want to say share. So over here you can see sub whatever the name Jane Doe, John Doe, admin true, and these things only it has been given. And there is a secret. Now you can change the secret. See, if I change the secret, suppose I will write kite runner. Fine. You can see that kite runner. Fine. Okay. Fine. So here you see this JWT token will okay, sorry. Whatever you can use, clear. I think it is not now enable auto focus. Huh. Now you see kite. I think it should run now. Okay, fine. Actually, what will happen that this will change, start changing on based on your secret. Fine, whatever the secret you are going to give, based on your secret, it is going to do it. Fine. So over here, if you select any example, fine. So see, based on the secret, it has been changed. Fine. So these only we have to give. This only we have to do to create a token. Fine. And if you go to the documentation of this token, you will understand how to write it and everything. Okay. Now let's see how to write it in our site. Fine. So we will go to one second. First of all, what you have to do, go to env file, and here you first of all write the secret code and the like when it is going to expire. So over here I will write JWT information or JWT, fine, not jet, JWT JSON web token, and over here I'll write JWT underscore secret, fine, underscore secret is equal to whatever you want you can write. So fine, suppose I'm writing in a book that who moved my cheese. Okay, fine. And JWT expiry underscore expires in. So when it is going to expires, Fine. So I'll give like no need 1 day. You can give like this. You can give 1 minute, 1 hour like this. Also you can give 1h, 1m, one whatever you can give. Now I'm giving 1 day like this. So this token will expire within a day. Fine, within a day. Okay, fine. Now we will go to our auth controller. We'll minimize the login data over here. Okay, and try, because see, now we need in the sign up to send the token and the login to send the token. So if we write for the sign up also to send the token, if we write for the login also to send the token, it is a kind of a repetition of the code. Correct? That's what we don't want. We don't want to repeat the code. Correct? We don't want to repeat the code. So what we will do, instead of repetition of the code, I will write that as a new function. Okay, I'll write that as a new function. So I'll write const create token. Const create token is equal to user ID. Now user ID is what? Our payload. Fine. User ID is what? Our payload that we need to send it. What it will do? Fine. What it will do? What it will do is return. It is going to create a JWT. Now JWT over here we have to import it. So import JWT from JSON web token. Okay, JWT from JSON web token. JWT.sign. Fine. JWT.sign, and then you have to pass your things. Fine. First thing is your payload. Fine. So ID colon user ID. Fine. This is the first thing. Second thing, you have to pass your secret. Process.env dot jwt underscore secret. Fine. Check the spelling. Then you have to write when it is going to expires. So expires in what? Again, process.env dot jwt underscore expires underscore in. Fine. JWT underscore expires and underscore in. That's what we have written on the env file, if you remember. Fine. Just make sure that spelling is correct. Okay. Fine. Okay. Now over here we need .env. Why? Because we are talking with the env file. Fine. So import .env is equal to sorry, from .env. Fine. And .env .config. Done. Up to here, guys, anyone has any doubt? Up to here, anyone have any doubt? Is there any doubt? Okay, fine. Then we'll move on. So in the sign up, when we are going to sign up, then we are actually we'll send the token. You'll actually create the token. Fine. So over here in the sign up, guys, fine. And before even creation of the user and everything, fine. Sorry, after the creation of the user and everything, what we are going to do before responding in, fine. Before responding, what I will do, I'll write const token is equal to create token. Fine. And then what you have to provide user dot underscore id. Now whatever the user has been created, that id I am providing. So what will happen, this function will run. This function is expecting the user id. Fine. Then it will take the user id, it will take the secret what we have written, and it will take the expire in data, and all of them will create one token. Correct. And with that token, I will also send it over as a response. Why? I will tell you later. Why? I will tell you later. I will give you why we are doing that. Okay. Next thing is what? In the login. Now login is important. Sign up. If you don't send the token, what will happen? You will go to the login page directly. Fine. If you don't send the token, but login you have to send the token. Otherwise what will happen? No, you cannot go and access different pages. Why? Because again it will ask for login, because browser don't know that you are logged in or not. And as in protected route, in each and every routing I have written a code which is helping to understand whether the user is there or not. If the user is there, then then only you should get to that particular controller, or you should get to the particular code. So over here, I'm sorry. So in the login, guys, what we'll do before even sending the status. Now again, before even sending the status and all those things, what we are going to do is we are going to write const token, fine, is equal to const token is equal to what? Create token, fine. And then over here, user dot underscore id. Okay. And whenever we are sending the data, and whenever we are sending the response, so over here we'll write token. Simple as that. Now please open your MongoDB, guys. Localhost, fine, and run this application also. I forgot to run that application. Make sure that you are in the right folder. So I'm in the internship internship 5, and then I'll go to cd full stack. Fine, make sure you are on the right folder, and then backend. Okay. And over here, control L again, and then I'll write npm run development dev. Okay, so server is running in the port 5000 and MongoDB is connected successfully. Fine. Now what I will do is that I will go to the full stack music player. I'll go to the user, and WSA team, this is what we have created. No? I'll delete it. This time we are going to create it with the token. Fine. Okay, my bad. We should open the Postman also. Okay, now we'll go to the sign up part. Okay, and again try to sign up. We'll go to the body, WSA team, wsa@gmail.com, and the password is 123QWE. Fine. Send the sign up. Okay. As you can see, guys, below something is written. What? Token. As you can see over here, token is there. Fine, token is there. So when a user is been created, this token has been created. Okay. Let's go for sign up. Fine. And the body JSON and the same email ID 123QWE password is there, and let's send it. So what will happen? Yes, user was logged in successfully. User data are there, ID, name, pass, email ID, and everything is there. With that, something more is there. What it is? The token. Okay. Now let's write a protected route. Fine. From the first starting of the class or from yesterday's class, I'm telling you protected route, protected route, protected route. What is this protected route? Let's write one protected route. Fine. Okay. Now I'll minimize this thing. Login. I will minimize sign up. Correct. What I will do, I'll name this as protected route or protected controller. This protected controller, what we have to do in the protected component is just we should know the data of the user who has logged in, and that's all. That is the work of here now in the protected controller. What I want to do, I just want to get the information about me. Fine. I want to just get the information about me. That who has logged in, what it is name, what is the email ID of that particular person. That's all. Fine. So over here, I will write, sorry. Over here, I will write const, fine, get me. Okay. Const get me is equal to asynchronous, fine, request comma response. Okay, request comma response. Okay, fine. If now, no, don't worry about try catch block, because here we are not going to talk with the database and everything. Fine. Okay, now how should we get the user over here? What information you have on the front end? See, if I'm going to give this a routing, if I'm going to write this as a forward slash, okay, as a forward slash means what I want. See, response dot status, fine, status 200, correct, dot JSON, and over here I'll write message that uh, you got me. Suppose there's some funny thing, you got me. Okay, now get me over here. We will go to the routes. Fine. And sorry, before route, we will write over here, comma, get me. Okay. Now I'll go to the routes and I will write forward slash me. Fine. And over here it is called get me. Huh. Okay. Fine. Get me. I'll go to the postman, guys. Okay. I'll go to the postman and I'll get a request where I'm writing localhost and it is a get request API auth login. Instead of login, I'll write me and I'll send it. Fine. I think it is a get request. Fine. It is a get request. Sorry. Is this a protected route? My question is that. Is this a protected route? Tell me the answer, guys. Is this a protected route? Yes, sir. No. Okay. Okay. Two answers I got. One yes, one no. Other than this, anybody tiebreaker over here? Anyone tiebreaker over here? Yes, no, the same guy. Yes, no, telling the same guy. No, correct. No, it is not a protected route. In a protected route, always I want to know that who has logged in into my account and who has logged in. Here, did I mention? Did I did anything that who has logged in? Yes. Okay, I have logged in. Fine. I have written over here log in. I have successfully done it. Fine. I've successfully done it. But if I suppose if I close the postman, then everything is shut off. Everything is done. Everything gone. Again, if I open postman and if I hit the same route of get me, it will work. Fine. It will work. Why? Because we are not sending any information of the user who has logged in. We need to send that. Understood my point? We need to send that. That's what make it a protected route. How you will send that? How you will send that? That token we see now. That token here will play a very 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 important role. That token, that either you can send it, fine, you can send it in the headers. Now what happen when you write an API? There are certain headers. that which is not visible to you, but when the API is getting, when the API we are sending the APIs, that is actually attached to it. Fine, those are actually attached to it. So let me show you. Okay, suppose questions lab, if I again go to this website, fine, if I go to inspect network, fine, again I reload it. Let's wait for a minute. Okay, why we are going to this website? Instead of that, we can go to the music player one, correct? So just give me 1 minute. I'll go to our music player application. Why questions lab? Every time we are going to that. So okay, now you see inspect, no songs found. Why? Because our backend is slow. Backend is sleeping. If you use the free deployment and everything, that time the backend will not actually render it again. Fine, it will take its time. Fine, so it is taking its time. As you can see, songs are getting loaded over here. Okay, now songs loaded. So when this API is getting hit, as you can see over here, headers are there. In this headers, you see request headers, response headers, and general are there. We are actually worried about this HTTP, whatever we are sending. But with that, we have so many headers also. Authority header, method, path, scheme, accept coding, cache control, origin, so many types of header we have. Correct. One of this header we will send as a token. We'll send one of the header as a token over here. That is one way of how to send a how to send a token to our backend with the API. Second way is to save it in the cookies. Now over here, if you click on the application, correct, you'll find something called as cookies. Now this cookies can hold this type of data. Fine. So over here also you can keep. So what will happen when when you are creating a token, then you have to write one more statement to keep the cookies, keep the token inside the cookies. When you give a response, that time you have to keep that cookies and come back. This is the second way. So in two ways we can do. Now we are doing here with the header part. Fine, with the header part. So if you see in the Postman, you see headers are there. Correct? You see headers are there. And if you see authorization is also there. Now in this authorization, you have something called as bearer token. Fine, bearer token. Now this bearer token, actually how you will send the data, how you'll send the data, you will have to, write like this. Your token you have to send, you have to write the token over here. Fine, and then this will send the as a like this authorization. See, if I can show you, uh, it is not written showing. uh, See, like this, it is being sent as a header in the form of bearer and whatever the token it is generated from the login. Whatever the token it is been generated from the login. Fine. And this authorization header, we have to accept it. Fine. In the backend, we have to accept it, take out the user ID, and then give it to our controller so that they can use the user ID, they can take the user ID and then get the confirmation, okay, somebody is logged in, and then they can do the next process. This is how a login is working. Understood my point? This is how the login is working. What it is does, you send the token. Fine, you send the token to the backend. Now in this case, we are sending the token as an header part of it. In the header part, we have the authorization. In the authorization, the value is written bearer space whatever the token it is generated. That token is being accepted again in the backend. Fine. And in the backend, there it is with the JWT token and with your secret key, it has been divided into, it has been decoded actually. Fine. It is being decoded. The decoded part, in the decoded part, you will get your user ID. That user ID, again, I will send it to my controller, and that controller will get satisfied that okay, fine, somebody is logged in, then I can give you my protected route access. Otherwise I will not give you my protected route access. Fine. So for this thing, to do this thing, we are using a middleware. Now what is a middleware? See, middleware is just a normal function or a method, you can understand, which is between your request, between your front end and between your backend controller. One middleware is there between your front end request and your backend controller. What it does, this middleware either adds something with the request or either decrease something with the request. Understand? Request is still going from front end to your controllers. Request is still going there, but in between I have written one more function which is now adding some more things inside your request. So that middleware, what we will do, we will add the user information and then send it to our backend. Now this all thing looks like a Ramayana to you or Mahabharata to you. Let's code it and let's understand how it is done actually. Fine. So what we will do is that we'll go to first of our coding. Fine. Over here, we are going to create in the full stack backend, we are going to create one new folder called middleware. Fine. We are going to create one new folder called middleware. Okay. In this middleware, we are going to write a functionality. Right click, create a new file called auth middleware.js. Okay. Auth middleware.js. Over here, I'll write export const protect. Fine. Is equal to, now what, now see over here, we'll write an asynchronous because we are again dealing with the user, because user ID will come out. So we have to, with the help of that user ID, we have to find the user and then send the user. So we are dealing with over here database. And if we are dealing with the database, it is important, we have to use an async await. Fine. Over here, we have to write request comma response. Fine. Request comma response. But this is, we will write when it is a controller. But what we should write when it is a middleware, we should write a next. Now this distinguish between your controller, between your backend controller and between your backend middleware. So wherever you find the next, it means it is a middleware. It is sitting between your front end request and between your backend controller. Fine. Okay. Like this. Now what I do, first of all, I should accept the headers. Fine. So const auth headers is equal to request dot headers. Fine. I told you request is a very big object. In that object, we have headers. In that headers, we have authorization. Fine. Author. Now check the spelling, guys. Authorization. Fine. We have that thing. In the authorization, what will come? You know what will come. So if you have seen authorization, what is the key value? Bearer and the token. Do we need bearer? Do we need bearer? We don't need. What we need is that only the token part. What we need only the token part. So that's what we are going to write. Before that, we need to check whether the token or the bearer token or the authorization is coming or not. If it is not coming, I don't want to proceed. From here only, will give the response. From here only, no need to again go for giving the request. From here only, we'll give the response. Fine. So if there is no auth header, okay, I have written header. It will header. Fine. It is header. So if there is no auth header, or there is no auth header dot starts with what? Bearer space. Fine. Nothing like that. Anything is there, then here only I'll write return response dot status 401. Fine. Dot JSON, and you can write a message. What message you will write? You'll write a message not authorized. Not authorized, missing token. Fine. And if suppose auth header is there, then we have to take out that token. Correct. So when you how to take out the token? We will take the help of JavaScript over here. So we'll write auth header dot split. Now we have to split. Fine. We have to split with the help of what? Space. So what will happen? Bearer will be one data in the array and the token will be another data in the array. From there we have to check one. Fine. Okay. If you are not understood, let me go back to compiler and let me show you. If I write let a is equal to hello world. Fine. And if I write console.log a dot split. Okay. Split with what? Split with the space. Fine. Split with the space. Run it. So you can see it is an array where hello is one word and world is. So there also bearer is 0th value and token is the first value. So if I write over here key split and then give me the first value, what I will get? I'll get the world only. Correct? So there also I got the world. Easy enough. There also I'll get that token. Fine. Now with the help of JWT or with the help of JSON Web Token, fine. So I'll write try catch block. Fine. Const decoded. Fine. Decoded is equal to JWT dot verify. Now how we will verify, guys? JWT dot verify. What? Verify what? You have the token. Correct, I have the token. Token process dot env dot jwt underscore secret. Fine. So what it will return you, user ID. With the user ID, what user ID you used to create a JSON web token, that user ID will now in the decoded. Fine. Will be now in the decoded part. Okay. Now what you have to write, const user with this decoded dot ID. Fine. Decoded dot user ID, whatever it is. Await user, or I'll do one thing. We'll write console.log decoded so that you can understand it better. Decoded a user dot find by ID. Fine. What with the decoded dot ID and there you select what? Select everything other than password. So I've written what? Minus password. Select everything other than password. Okay. Now, yes, we obviously have to import everything. Fine. I'll write the import at the end. Fine. So if there is no user, there is no such user. Fine. Then what I will write? Return response dot status. Fine. Return response dot status 4 or not 1 dot JSON dot JSON and then message. Message what? Not authorized. Not authorized. Okay. Suppose you get the user. Now what you will do, you will write request dot user. Now you are going to create a new key that is user and you will send that user. And after writing this request, you will write next, so that the request which was going to our controller should be continued. Now what we have done, we have added an extra key value pair with this thing. Okay, with this thing we have added an extra key value pair. Request is a big object. One more key value pair I have added, that is the name of that is user. Fine. And then I've clicked and next is important. That's where the request will again continue to the controller. If you don't write next, then this is what a controller. So next is very important, guys. Other than that, the console.error, that token verification failed and everything. Token verification failed. Okay. Comma error dot message. Okay. Return response dot status again 401 dot JSON. Fine. Dot JSON. Over here I'll write the message and it will be what? Invalid. Fine. Invalid or expired token. Fine. Easy as easy. Okay. Over here we'll write imports. So import JWT from JSON web token. Import user from models / user model dot js, correct? Import .env from .env, fine, .env .config. Guys, is there any doubt? We have written our middleware, guys. Anyone has any doubt? Okay, I'll tell you how to select that, how to do that. See, first of all, what you have to do, you have to log in. Fine. Send it, you have to do login. And before that, what you have to do, you have to write correct route. Now route over here, if we'll go to the auth routes over here, before get me, what you have to write? You have to write protect. You know, you have to write protect. Now your route will go like this. If you are going for the ./me, it will first go to the protect. In the protect route, what it will do, it will decode your token, and then over here it will go to the get me. Now get me, you have to change something. Okay, get me over here, you have to change something. So auth controller will go in the get me. Before writing the response or anything, fine, what we will do, we will first check whether our user is there or not. Fine, we'll first check whether our user is there or not, and then only we have to write it. So over here, we'll write if there is no request.user, fine. Then over here, return response.status, response.status 401.json, fine, .json. And over here, you write the message is that not authenticated, fine, not authenticated, no. And if you have, then what you will do, response.status json, and you will write request.user. Request.user. That's what we are going to do. Fine. So for this is how we are going to write our protected route, where you are checking the request.user. So now you see, we'll go to the authorization, we'll select the bearer token, and over here you delete whatever it is written, you can delete it. Fine. You have this token, guys, you have this token, you copy this token, and please don't copy the double quotes. Please don't copy the double quotes. Fine. Then paste it over here. Okay, when you paste it, fine, save it and paste it everywhere. Now go to the localhost 5000, whatever it is written, fine, and then try to send it over here. Fine. Invalid or that, sorry, over, not over here. Here the token you have to delete. My bad. Here the token you have to actually add it. Okay, and then try to send it. See, once I send it, what I'm getting the information about the user. And decoded one, if you want to see the decoded one, if you want to see, in the decoded one, ID value is this. Fine. What time it has come, and then expiration, when it is going to expire. Simple as that. And if you don't provide any token, it is not going to give you an access. You see, you can see over here, I've written a token empty, send it, not authorized, missing token. You're getting an invalid, because what you do, you go to the login. Fine, you go to the login and take this token over here, copy this. Fine, and go to this one, this over here, this. Fine, right click, paste it. Fine, paste it in the authorization bearer token. You have to select and paste the token over here, and then send it. Now check. Anybody else is getting the answer? Anyone who is getting the answer, guys? I don't think that you are writing with me. If you have written, then so many errors would have come. Tell me, guys, tell me. Karshini, I guess. Karshini, is it getting? Are you getting the output? JSON web token is not defined. So somewhere you have not written the import. Either it is in the middleware, either it is in the middleware, or is it in the auth controller? So this one, this one. Yes, easy peasy, nice. Shall we move forward, guys? Shall we move forward, guys? Correct. No, for sign up, you will get the email ID already exists, because if you go and check your MongoDB, fine, and refresh it, your email ID is there only. So in the sign up, you will always get that message, because sign up you are only doing once. And next code, we are not sure when it will start. You can watch this code. What is the problem in this code? You can watch the recorded sessions and everything. Trick. Are you not a part of this cohort? So Likita, better you do with the login part. Okay, fine. Very few answers, and I don't know is it working for you or not. Fine. We'll move next. Next, what we are going to discuss, we are going to discuss how we are handling forget password. Yes, how we are handling forget password. Acha, in your experience, can you tell me how you are handling, how you have seen the forget password is working? Now, I'm not asking you backend or front end perspective. I'm asking you in general, generally as a user, how you have seen the forget password working. Please, any one person can briefly tell me. Any one person can briefly tell me how did you see your it's working, like your forget password is working. Generally, I'm not asking about the front end or the back end part. I'm just asking as a user how you have seen. So what happened? First you click on the forget password, correct? First you click on the forget password, and then once you click on the forget password, what it is asking you? It is asking you which email ID you have accessed. So it is asking you about the email ID, which email ID you have access. Then what it does when you click on the email ID and submit that forget password, submit that button, what you got? You got a email. On the provided email ID, you'll got an email. Fine. You'll get email with 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 a link to with a link to generate or create a new password, correct? And once you have generated a new password, again what you have to do, you have to again log in with with the new password. This is what follows, guys. These are the steps you follow. Yes or no? Just confirm. Yes or no, just confirm it. As a normal user, this is what you do. Fine. This is what we does actually. Now, how we can transform these things inside our front end and back end. Fine. So let's watch step by step how it has been done. Okay. So over here, rectangle I'll take. So in the front end, fine. In the front end, guys, what you are doing. So this, suppose it is the front end. What you are writing? You're writing an email ID, and you have this email ID, and then you have a submit button, correct? You have what? A submit button. Okay, let's add a rectangle over here so that it looks like a button. So you have a submit button. What it does is, suppose I'll make one backend over here. Fine, I'll make a backend over here, and then I will add a database. Fine. So that database is over here. Correct. That database is over here. So now what we will do, we will write a request from here to here. Fine. This request, fine. This request will have a data in the form of what? Email. Okay. Now, once it is going to this backend, what are the steps we are going to follow? Fine. The first step, is to search the user according to the email ID provided. Fine. Search the user according to the email ID it has been provided. Second step, what we have to do. Okay, we'll get the user. Second step, what we have to do is to create a token. Yes. Here also, we are going to create a token. A token. Fine. Now this token, what we will do after creation of the token, what we are going to do, we are going to add one more layer of encryption, one more layer of encryption over the token, and this token, and then okay, that's all fine. First step, what we will do, that we will create a few key values inside our database, if inside our models. Fine. And what we will do, we will use this hashed, calling this as hashed token. Fine. I'm calling this as what? Hash token. So we are going to use this hashed token. Fine. Hashed token, we will save it. Hash token, we will save it inside our model. Yes, this hash token will be saved inside our model. Fine. And that token, what we have created in the step 2, we will send it with the link, So token created at step 2 is being attached with the link and is sent to the user via the email ID. Fine. That is the second step. In general, what you are seeing the second step now, for here it is the fifth step. For here it is the fifth step. So the token created at the step number 2 is being attached with the link. Fine, whatever the link you will get in the email ID, that link, and it's been sent to the user via the email ID, because we have the user information. First step only we have the user information. Correct. Sixth step. Step number 6. Step number 6 is what? Or that's one, if you can ask, that is one controller. This controller name is called forget password. This controller name is called what? Forget password. This controller name. Okay. Now there is one more controller. Fine. There is one more controller which is called now for the reset password, which is your generally the third step, in which you are actually giving the password and it is being updated as a new password. So that we are going to call as the reset password. Now here, the whatever we have left with the fifth step, will update with over here. We'll have a continuation of that. Fine. So here the first step is that when you click on the link, we have what? We have that token. So get the token. Get the token. Fine. Get the token. From the link. From the link. Okay. Next step is again hash or the token you got from the hash the token you got from the step 1. Whatever the token you are getting now, guys, that you have to again hash it. Third step is what? Third step is what? You have the user information, correct? In the user information, if you remember, we have kept the hash token. Now match the hashed token from step 2. Fine. Sorry. Match the hash token from step 2 and any users from the model. Correct. Fine. That hash token, you match it with any user inside the model. What it will give you? It will give you the user data, because in the user model we have something called as hash token, and it has been kept. So the hash token, what is this, generated in the reset password, what we will do, we'll match it with each and every user. And if the user is getting match, what will happen? We'll get the user information. And once you get the user information, what we can do? Update the password. Update the password or the user password with the new password. Fine. Over here, now do one more thing. Match the hash password and token and model, and also check for token expiry. Fine. Yes, we will also write the token expiry, because you will have a very limited period of time where you can reset your password. So that expiry also we need to take care. Then what will happen? Update the user password with the new password and redirect them to where? Login page. Understood, guys? These are the steps you have to write it. Now over here, if you see, we have to send an email. Send an email. So how to send an email from a backend, that we have to learn. Fine. Other than that, everything you know. Hashing the token and everything is easy. Fine. Just sending the email ID, that you have to learn. And that the one thing more thing you have to learn is that how to write these steps as a code. Fine. And everything is with the database. Everything is matching with the database. Understood? Guys, understood this part? This is what the user see. Fine. This is what the user see. Actually, I will write it inside a color. This is what the user see, and this is what happens behind the scene. Okay. So shall we start writing this? You can take the screenshot, no need to write it. Okay, let's start writing it. Fine. So sign up is there, get me done, and everything is done. Now let's write for the forget password and then reset password. Fine. So let's write const forgot or forget, whatever you want to write, forgot password, fine, is equal to asynchronous request comma response, fine, okay, cycle, try catch block. So what was the first step, guys? To get the email ID. So const email ID, email I am getting from where, is equal to request.body. Fine. Request.body. Again, we'll add if there is no email, the guard clause. If there is no email, return response.status, fine, return response.status 400.json, fine. And over here, you write a message that email is required. Without the email, how you can do a forget password? Correct. Fine. Then with this provided email ID, fine. With this provided email ID, what we are going to do? We are going to find the user. So const user is equal to await user dot find one. Fine. Dot find one. If there is no user, if there is no user, return response.status. Fine. Return response.status 404 unauthorized. Fine. Unauthorized. JSON message that no user found. Fine. And if everything is correct, what we have to do? We have to generate the reset token or the token. I'm naming them as a reset token over here. Just a second. Okay, so we'll take the help of crypto over here. Fine. Crypto dot random bytes random bytes 32 dot to string hex. Cool. Fine. So this is what we have generated. Okay, so generated a token over here. After generating a token, what I told, we have to hash the token, correct? So hash token before saving. Okay, so const hashed token, fine, is equal to crypto, fine, crypto dot create hash. Okay, SHA-256. Now see, I'm not writing from my side. Okay, these are the configuration which is given by the crypto. Just I'm adding it. So you can read an npm file, how to write it, and you will find the same thing I'm writing. Fine. So reset token dot digest, and this is what hex. So actually what we have to do is that import crypto from crypto. Fine. After that, what I told, we need to save this hash token inside our model. So in the model, if you go now, user model, we'll not find anything which is storing our reset password token. Fine. So we'll create this. Fine. We can create it. Okay. So over here, you write reset password. Okay. reset password token is equal, oh sorry, colon string, correct? Reset password token expires date. Okay, so over here we'll go to the auth controller, and over here whatever the hash token we have created, correct, whatever the hash token we have created, that we need to save it. Okay, so I'll write user dot reset password token is equal to hash token. User dot reset password token expires is equal to, you can write date dot now, fine, date dot now, and over here like this, plus 10 minutes, means you are giving only 10 minutes future date time you have to write, and that too in the milliseconds you have to write. So this means that we are giving them 10 minutes. 10 minutes is there before this token gets expire. Fine. And then let's create the reset URL, what we are going to send it. Okay, so I'll write await, first of all await user dot save. Now what it is doing, we are saving whatever we have just made the changes inside our database, that we are saving it. After that, what we are going to do, const reset URL is equal to backtick dollar curly bracket process dot env dot front end URL. Now front end URL can be different thing. For us now it is 5173. Maybe if you deploy, for you the front end is going to be changed. So we'll not go inside the code and change. We will write it inside a .env, and there we will pass the front end URL and it will get changed. Fine. So the front end underscore URL. Fine. Forward slash reset password. Fine. Forward slash dollar curly bracket reset token. So reset token is here, guys. Okay. After this, I want to write the configuration of sending an email. That I will teach you tomorrow, because I don't want to teach that in hurry. Okay. Then the final response, and then we have to write the reset password. So those who have understood, fine, can leave the session over here. Thank you for joining. And those who have not understood can ask me questions on this. Okay. And do remember, guys, that LMS, you have to send your queries. You have, if your queries has been resolved, you have to mark as complete, or you have to tell that my query has resolved, so that we can log the conversation. And then you have one quiz which is going on, and the next Monday is the last date. And then further extension on that quiz will not be given, because already we have given 1 week of time. So on that note, thank you for joining, and have a good night, guys. Elton. Thank you, guys. Aaron, thank you. Thank you. Uh, Mohammed, thank you. Athirwa, thank you. Musical Vibes. Thank you, guys. You can leave the session. As soon as it is become 8:30, people started leaving the sessions. And so that's what it's demotivating. So that's why I don't continue over 9 o'clock. Since you can leave, I can also leave. One more thing, if you want to take the screenshot of, suppose I have written this forget password and reset password, and if you want to take the screenshot of login and register and about the middlewares and all those things, so here one by one you can take it. I think the JWT configuration you have not written correct, Mahima. That's where the J malformed it is. Token verification failed, JWT malformed, it is telling. Um, can you check? Is there something missing over here when you write the verification? What it is in token verification failed. So when token verification failed, so over here, is there anything you are missing something, or the JWT secret you have not written correctly, or it is not coming with dot env dot config you have not written something like that. Okay, fine. You can also watch the recordings. Fine. So thank you.